Hello, my loves, and welcome to Create Your Life. My name is Simone Leah, and I'm your host. And I'm so excited to talk to you guys today because I think the topic is really important. And it's about building your business with you in mind. Now, follow me on this for a little minute. So, everybody talks about having a niche and doing your business a certain way, and do this and you'll make money, and do that and you'll make money. And there are people making money doing everything. There are people making money doing X strategy. There are people making money doing Y strategy. There are people making money who are highly niched. There are people making money who are very broad. In fact, I was listening to something today that Gary Vee was saying about how you are your niche, and how for him, he gets on and he talks about, baseball and wine and business and media and all of that sort of stuff. Gary Vee is phenomenal. I recommend you go watch him. But he was saying that you are your niche. And by his thing is go broad, widen the net, let people know who you are, but then you'll talk to someone else and they will turn around and say, you want to be niched, you only want to attract your ideal audience, people who are going to buy from you. And I think that those opposing thoughts are very easy for me to explain to you, to also give you an idea of what I'm saying today about building your business with you in mind, okay? There are so many people that say you need to build your business literally by working 80 hours a week and doing the grind and like being really niched and doing all the things. And this is what you need to do. And it has to be this sort of business and all of those sort of things. And then there's also other people who are working 20 hours a week, making millions of dollars, doing what they want to do. And then even looking at, like, if you think about it, the people who make travel blogs, they're literally making money. Their income is off traveling, and that kind of blows my mind a little bit when I think these people, they're making money off traveling, or dance teachers and musicians, they're making money off doing what they want to do. People who are stock market trading, they might work for an hour a day. They're making money doing what they want to do. And so what I want to say to you guys today is build your business with you in mind, not with everybody else in mind, not with what everyone else is doing, not what everyone else is saying you should do. Literally build your business with you in mind. How many hours do you want to work? What sort of team do you want to have? What systems do you want to put in place? Like, ultimately, if you could live your very ultimate life, like the life that you would love, what does that look like for you, Because if you know what your ideal life looks like, for example, and your ideal life looks like working 20 hours a week from anywhere, doing what you love. That's my ideal life, right? Like working a certain amount of hours, but not the 80-hour-a-week grind, or, by knowing what your end result is, what that's going to look like for you, it's going to make it so much easier to cancel out all of the noise of the things that aren't relevant to you. So listening to someone who is now at a point in their life where they're doing an 80-hour-a-week grind when you only want to work 20 hours a week, that's not necessarily going to be the person that you need to listen to. Or if you're someone who wants to share your whole life in social media, following the people who are highly niched is not necessarily going to be in alignment for you either. So what I'm kind of getting at here is build your life with you in mind, build your business with you in mind. So there are a lot of people who do work 20 hours a week now, and maybe in the beginning they did the grind of 80-hour weeks for a year or two, or maybe 5 years, or whoever you're following, they have their own journey, or maybe they never did more than 20 hours a week, but by being aware that it's possible for you to live the life that you want to live, the way you want to live it, and then aligning with the people who are doing that is going to make your life so much easier. So for example, if you want to work 20 hours a week and you're following someone who's working 80 hours a week, you're going to burn out eventually, because that's not your ideal life. That's not what you want to do. And while you're in the beginning stages of setting things up, yes, maybe you do need to do a lot more hours. Maybe you do need to do that. And there is a trade-off between money and time. If you're starting out with a lot of capital, maybe you can work less by outsourcing more. Maybe you can outsource things that take a long time that someone else maybe can't. So their trade-off is they need to put in the time in the beginning to build things up, whereas you don't necessarily need to because you've got the money to put in the beginning. So there is a trade-off there that obviously everybody has their own starting point or point at where they're at in their life, or their business, that's the point. We're talking about building your business with you in mind. So knowing where you're starting from is obviously also super important, but knowing where you want to go and building that business around that, that's going to be key for you. So for example, if you want to be a coach or some sort of consultant or someone who works one-on-ones with people, there's obviously going to be an element of your day that is one-on-one time. Maybe you have a group program. There's going to be an element of your day with group program time. There's going to be an element of your day with checking in on your team. If you have a team, there's going to be an element of your day that's checking in with marketing and making sure marketing's happening. If you have a podcast or a YouTube channel like me, there's going to be elements of your day that involve creating content, recording, all of the stuff that goes along with that. And if you're starting out and you want to only work 20 hours a week, you're going to need a team to help support and facilitate that. And especially if you're doing a podcast or a YouTube channel, you're going to need editors, that sort of thing. Social media needs to happen. Engagement strategies need to happen. Outreach needs to happen. There's all of these little things that need to happen. And if you don't have the capital there to start with, maybe in the beginning, you do need to have that extra bit of time. But knowing what your end result is that you want to work 20 hours a week, it means you're going to prioritize outsourcing the most important things first, the things that are going to help you to move forward, the things that are going to give you revenue, for example. So for example, if you have to choose between doing a task that you can outsource for $10 an hour or $20 an hour, but you can bill your own time at multiple times that, you're better off having an extra one-on-one client and outsourcing 6 or 7 hours worth of work and having that one-on-one client for an hour and a half a week than you are having that extra 6 or 7 hours work for the week. So by knowing what your end result is and knowing what you want to build, it's really going to help the way you shape your business, and it's really going to help you to build your business with you in mind. And so many people, they talk about high ticket sales, high ticket coaching, high ticket programs. The reason why they talk about that is because if you spend a whole month and you only need one client, then that's easy. But if you're spending a whole month and you're selling a $10 product, you might need to sell that $10 product 200-300 times in that month. And getting one sale is going to be a lot easier than getting 300 sales. So that is why people do talk about that high ticket sales and the high ticket things. And even the programs, a $2,000 program, you only have to sell that once compared to if you want to make $2,000 with a $10 program, And so having a look at what you're doing and what you're selling and knowing what your end result is really, really going to help you shape everything you're doing, everything you're putting together, the way you're structuring your business, what times you're working in your business. If you want to be doing one-on-one coaching and you're in a country that has different hours to your target market, you're going to have to be available when that target market is available, or you're going to have to build your business around finding and having those clients that fit in with your life and your schedule and what you want to do. And so what I really want to say is, guys, get really clear on what sort of business you want to build. Get really clear on what sort of business you want to have and build it around you. Niche if you want to niche. Don't niche if you don't want to niche. Outsource if you want to outsource. Don't outsource if you don't want to outsource. Do what people are telling you to do if that's what you want to do. But I highly recommend getting really clear on what you want and following that, Follow what you want to do, and the universe will lead you in the right direction. I know how that sounds. There obviously is an element of having skill in there, taking the time to practice what you need to practice and learn what you need to learn, doing what you need to do. That all needs to happen. But by knowing what your end result is and knowing the sort of business you want to build and working backwards from that, it's going to help you so much, because it's going to help you to know when you need to outsource. It's going to help you to know what sort of products you need to get to that end result. It's going to help you to know what sort of people to follow. Like, who do you want to follow? Do you want to follow people living the life you want, or do you want to follow people who are living a life that's completely opposite? Don't take the advice off the people who are doing the opposite to what you want to do, And so I know this is a lot. I'm probably talking really quickly as well, which I don't mean to do, but I just think this is so, so important. So many people start businesses and they build themselves a job. I so think it's very, very important to know who you are, know what you want, know what your values are, and create that business for that, for you. There are millions of ways to make money, millions and millions and millions. What you want to do is find the way to make money that brings joy to you and gives you the life and business that you want to have. You might not want to have a podcast. You might want to do something in retail where no one needs to see your face, or you might want to do something physically. You might decide once you've been an entrepreneur online for a little while that you actually like being face to face with people in customer service. You might decide you want to open a shop. Whatever you want to do, whatever your end result is, find what works for you and build your business around that. Work backwards. Just build it around that and work backwards. That is the key takeaway here, guys, is that you can make money doing whatever you want to do. Yes, there'll be some learning. Yes, there'll be some skills. Yes, there'll be some people you need to follow, maybe some courses you need to do. There'll be time. They'll be putting in the effort. They'll be putting in the hard work. But knowing that the end result is exactly what you want is going to keep you on track, and it's going to stop you from creating something that's not really in line with who you are and where you want to be. Because having that end result is going to keep your intention and your focus where you want it to actually go. And you're going to be going in the direction you actually want to go, And so I think that this is such a beautiful and important topic to be able to know and have permission to build something the way you want to build it. Do what works for you, Look at all the pieces you've got in front of you for the life you want to create and start to put together the puzzle how you want to put it together. Look at all your options. Look at what you want to do with your life. Look at how you want to spend your time and create something magical. Create something beautiful. Create something fun. Create something vibrant. But know where you're going and what you're creating so that you are creating something fun and vibrant for you. I really, really want you guys to create a life you love, and knowing and really creating that business with you in mind is going to help that so much faster and quicker and easier. And it's also going to help you to stay more motivated and in alignment with what you're doing, because you're going to be able to radiate that beautiful energy of what you're trying to create so much easier when everything is in alignment, everything is in the direction you want it to go. Nothing's going to feel hard when you know where you're going and you know what the steps are to take. Everything's just going to feel like the next step and the next step and the next step and the next step. So guys, the most important piece of advice that I could probably ever give you is build the business with you in mind. Build your life with you in mind. Create with you in mind. Yes, okay, obviously you want to have your clients in mind as well. I'm not saying that, but when it comes to the actual design of your life and the design of your business, do that with you in mind, and then look at what you can do to serve, with that business in mind of what you want to do, how can you serve from there? Once you know what that end result is of what you want, how can you best serve and achieve that end result at the same time? I did want to just quickly touch on that because I haven't. But I really, really hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I feel like this is a topic that I could just go on about for ages, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And if you have, I would love you to leave me a comment, a like, subscribe. I would love to hear from you. I really, truly would love to hear from you, and just, connect with me, say hi, and I look forward to connecting with you guys again soon.